how nona wa itse gore o nonne ra itse gore re nonne motho morang o re o bodile jang wa ikitse gore o bodile and wa itse gore diaparo di a thama. The clothes don't fit. That's evidence enough, and that's depressing enough for the next person. Like, guys, how funny. It's not even funny. And I just feel like we need to wake up and realize that these 20s are hard. Life is hard enough as it is, and good. And I feel like people are sad in their lives so much that they just want to project that sadness into everybody else.
Why don't you let us be?
I honestly feel like I should be welcoming myself back to the channel instead of you guys, because I'm the one that's been away for so long, and I sincerely apologize for that. It won't be happening again. I'm back this time. I've figured out my routine and I'm back into the groove, and yeah, honestly, life post these lockdowns and just COVID-19 is just, it's a mess. It's not fun, you know. It's emotionally taxing, and it's just a huge roller coaster ride that none of us were ever ready for. But yeah, it is what it is. We can't afford to stop and cry about it, so we just need to adapt, and that's what I've been doing for the past months that I've been away. And yeah, but fortunately I'm back, and yes, I'm back with a lot of content for you guys. I'm back with a lot of wisdom to share. I'm back with a lot of insight. Yeah, that's what I'm back with. So on today's video, I'm basically going to be talking about, one, the realities of entrepreneurship, and two, the realities of the 20s. Yo guys, I know we always say this, and it's always said that the 20s are really hard, and they're practically the hardest period of life, but I'm here to say it again. The 20s really are hard because there's no manual as compared to the other phases of our lives. You know how you graduated from kindergarten and you went straight to primary school, how you graduated from primary to secondary and then secondary to tertiary, because there was always a system and it was always cut out, and you always knew that, okay, if it's not this, it's that, you know. If you don't achieve the 36 points, then you're gonna have to rewrite. If you achieve the 36 points, then you're going to go to university. Simple, right? All you had to do was achieve 36 points and move on. Good, you just knew your fate. Right now, hey, it's a lot. It's a lot, because you're either winning in your career and failing at love. You're either winning at love and failing at your career. And if you're blessed to have both, congratulations, because damn, it's a lot. It's a lot in these streets, and I just feel like people often just take it for granted, and people are just always all up in people's businesses, and that's not how it's supposed to be. That makes the 20s even more emotionally taxing and even more cringe-worthy. It's just, some of the questions that are asked are just honestly cringe-worthy. How the hell do you ask somebody when they're having a baby? What if somebody has been trying for a baby for such a long time and they can't conceive, but you're busy asking, when are you having a baby? I know I always ask my friends this because I really do love kids and babies, but I sincerely apologize if I come across as insensitive, you know. I really apologize for that, because I realize now that it's wrong. We don't know people's struggles. Not every chapter of people's lives is read out loud, you know. Your friends are not going to come tell you, that friend, I've been trying to conceive for the longest time and I can't, you know. Just learn to leave people's business to people's business, to them. Learn to like stick your nose out of people's businesses, because they literally just are people's businesses. It's hard enough trying to navigate the 20s without being asked these insensitive questions, guys. But the weekend is sotla ka wena love, or is sotla ka wena career. Motho a go botse a go re a re o nyalwa leng, o bereka kae, o nne entrepreneur ngwana ko gae, ba go botse gore o dira bokae. Like, honestly, guys, I just feel like if we learned to stick our noses out of people's businesses, we would be granting them so much grace and the peace that they need, because hey, Remo, life is tshware ka di-washene rotlhe. You know what I mean? Life is tshware ka di-washene rotlhe mo e leng gore we all need grace and we all deserve it. Let's stop with the insensitive questions, guys. And I'm not saying this because it affects me, but I've seen it. I've been very observant. The thing about me is whenever I go quiet, my mind goes on overdrive. I observe a lot of things. The first impression about me on most people is that, oh, she's quiet, she's shy, and it's cool, you know? Because whenever I'm new into a room or new into an environment, that's the first thing that I do. That's my first instinct. I'll go quiet and I'll observe. And then my mind goes on overdrive. I'll be observing every single thing that every single person does. Ne? And I've been observing, even on Facebook, how nona wa itse gore o nonne. Ra itse gore re nonne. Motho morang o re o bodile jang. Wa ikitse gore o bodile and wa itse gore diaparo di a thama. The clothes don't fit. That's evidence enough, and that's depressing enough for the next person. Like, guys, how funny. It's not even funny. And I just feel like we need to wake up and realize that these 20s are hard. Life is hard enough as it is, and good. And I feel like people are sad in their lives so much that they just want to project that sadness into everybody else. You're insensitive about whatever you're insensitive about, and you're drawing attention away from yourself onto the next person. Wamona moto uploadile senepe and they look thick, fat, whatever you want to call it, and then you go and point it out like obodile yang. How's that solving anything? I'm sure that person is depressed enough as it is. I'm telling you, guys, just stop. And then these unyala lane questions like what like what kind of answers are you guys looking for? But anyways, we move. I was just here to vent about that part. But yeah, now we move on to the serious business. And honestly, I just feel like these COVID-19 times have just came and COVID-19 came and flipped our world around. And now we need to adapt, and you need to have to adapt quickly, you know? Because in the peak of it, masks were really viable. Now it's changed. We all have 1 or 2 masks. We don't need masks anymore. We hardly need masks anymore. The only time that we're gonna need a mask is when we go to the mall or wherever we go to and we've forgotten our masks. Then you can quickly grab a mask. But other than that, 80 to 90% of people already have 1 or 2 masks already. So thinking along the lines of masks is really not viable anymore. And it's sad that people are only jumping onto the mask wagon now. You know, when other people have already capitalized on it. And that just goes to show how quickly and rapidly entrepreneurship needs you to think. That's just got me thinking about a lot, and it just got me thinking about, do we really get enough insight? Not really insight, but do we really explore the possible career choices enough before we pick a course, or we just pick it because it's cool? It would be cool to be called lawyer, it would be cool to be called doctor, it would be cool to be called accountant, but what happens after you graduate? We need to be conscious of the fact that right now almost every market is saturated. The corporate space is saturated, guys. Scrambling for jobs is real. We go into a course and we have all these institutions that are enrolling first years and have final year students graduating every single year in their thousands, and there are only so many jobs available, you know. And unfortunately, connection more than anything. Unfortunately, connection works more than anything right now, and you are just gonna need to adapt to the new system. And I sincerely hope somebody in Form 5 is watching this video and they can sincerely hear me, because I'm here with a plea and a cry for these technical things to be considered. Right now, machines are in the corporate space, there are less jobs because machines are replacing people. In accounting, there are accounting softwares. In the bank, almost everything is automated, you know. People, these big corporate companies are running towards technology, and they're gonna need less people every single time an invention is made, right? So here's the catch. If we're all still going to be going for the accounting courses, if you're all going to be going for the, what else? Accounting and finance and banking are usually the more, and business, well, business you can do something with it, but yeah, let me explain. If we're all going to enroll into accounting still in our large numbers, where are we going to go? We're going to be stuck with our accounting degrees at home because the space can't consume all of us anymore, you know? I honestly feel like right now we should be advising from fives to be looking towards these technical courses, because anything that can't be replaced by a machine should be what you're looking towards. Ne? Yo guys, manufacturing, that's where the future is. If you look at our import bill, there's like a lot of things that are being imported. Those are opportunities. Food, agriculture. Yo, guys, I'm not passionate really about agriculture, but I appreciate it for the essentiality that it is. We all need food. Meat. We all need meat, and chicken being the number one, because some people are allergic to beef and all of that, but chicken is usually the staple. So if you're farming chickens, way to go. Just be smart about it, because now the chicken market is also increasing, you know what I mean? Food, clothing, just look at the import bill and see what gap you can close, you know? And I know it's expensive, but guys, honestly, manufacturing is where the money is at, because if not, then we're always going to be prisoners of a system. We get enrolled into, have you seen the unemployment rates lately? Have you seen just how many graduates there are, especially from the accounting field? You know what I mean? It really hurts that we look down upon things like agriculture, we look down upon things like plumbing, we look down upon things like electricity, we look down upon things like, not really look down, but we don't embrace them as much as they need to be embraced. Because, guys, that's where the life is at. Right now, hamuto ele famara, they are very essential, because not all of us can farm and not all of us can produce food, and food is very essential. So we need so many more farmers, because right now we're just importing a whole lot of things that needs to stop, things that we can farm and produce ourselves, you know? The time has passed for us to be still gunning for titles because they look cool, they appear cool. It'll be cool to be called Dr. Samamang, Advocate Samamang, Accountant Samamang, you know what I mean? And not embracing these money-making machines of sectors. I honestly feel like a time has come for us to like move away from considering whenever we pick a title, whenever we pick a job, whenever we try to get our relationships, whenever we try to do what is best for us. You need to realize that this is your life and you're in it for the long haul, as compared to another person. Another person can just decide to dump you as a friend, dump you as a boyfriend, dump you as a partner whenever they feel like it, but you can't afford to dump yourself, because you're stuck with yourself. It's going to be your life, and your life choices are going to determine the quality of your life that you're going to live. So are you always going to be the person that's always considering people's feelings and people's opinions before what is best for you? If you are stuck in a toxic relationship and you've introduced your partner to your parents or your friends or your whatever, and you're afraid of coming out of that relationship because get out. Get out. It doesn't matter what people are going to say. You'll pass away at the hands of that relationship, and people will come and mourn and move on. You know what I mean? So you need to do what's best for you, and you need to do it fast. You need to realize that people are always going to have an opinion. Do good, do bad. People will always talk. People will always talk. How about eating topic yan? Eating topic It's true. The topic is and you need to do away with such people at all costs, because such people are going to be leaving you depressed. Such people are going to be leaving you emotionally drained. Such people are going to be leaving you feeling totally unworthy and unworthy of love, unworthy of every good thing that you're basically worthy of. Right now, if you are in high school, I'd like to literally plead with you to please do your market research. Look at the realities of life right now. Don't look at what your parents think is prestigious enough for their child to pursue. Don't look at what your friends are pursuing. Don't look at what your friends are picking, what your colleagues are picking. Pick a course that is going to work for you and not against you. Because if you're gonna pick a course knowing very well that the market is saturated, you're going to reap exactly what you're sowing, you know, because you'll be stuck at home with a degree. And this thing of us graduates feeling like, no, I'm too prestigious to be seen in an overall doing this and that because I've graduated, I'm a graduate, I have a degree. There are so many graduates right now that have diverted from their courses, from their academic fields of study, because unfortunately it didn't give them the rewards that they intended or they anticipated, you know. So be that person that does the research, and be that person that doesn't think of people's opinions all the damn time. You know, people always will have an opinion, but it's up to you to decide what you want to achieve and what you want to do with your life. We all need money, but hey, life is expensive. You deserve good things, and you know what? If you have to be in an overall to get that money, do it. I know many women shy away from these plumbing, these tiling, these construction, there are quite a few engineers, these mechanics, because it's not as prestigious. I think hella as a society, we've just not packaged these courses properly. We've just packaged them as these low things because what the hell is that? Somebody should be able to, with a 48 points, go and pick tiling or whatever, and it not be seen as, oh, ikarole onole topachiva 48 points tiling. What if the person wants to start a tiling business? You know what I mean? So I think we need to do better at dressing up these technical courses, because right now they are seen as unprestigious. If you're a mechanic and you're a woman, it's like, okay. If you're a woman and you're a tiler, it's like, okay, you know. Got anything that is dirty, women don't want to do. And the time has come for you to realize that money doesn't wait for the lazy. You need to do whatever you need to do to be able to pay your bills. Your bills will still be waiting while you still want to be all manicured and pedicured in an air-conned office with your degree. So many other people have degrees. What do you bring to the table that is different? But yeah, I do hope this video serves its purpose, which was to educate and spark a conversation. I really wanted to get your creative juices flowing, and just wanted to spark a different way of thinking, you know, in whoever's going to view this video. And I do hope that it has done exactly that. And if you're a Form 5 student, I do really hope that you go ahead and go the extra mile of looking just outside the white collar courses, you know, looking outside the prestigious courses and not looking down on the technical courses. Because honestly, I've been doing my research and I've realized that this is where the real money is at. Anybody with a special skill is essential, basically. If you can code, how many people can code confidently? Yo guys, there's so many things that you need to be looking at. Ising hella these lawyer, doctor, they're just those courses tse leng gore ha ngwana a bua gore wa go di dira ba tlepela, and then ha ngwana mongwe a bua gore wa tla go dira senna o tlo ba, you know, they're just gona let's hella e tsogang, and then you know gore this is the unprestigious course, you know. So yeah, times have changed and we need to change with the times. If COVID-19 didn't spark such thinking in you, you still need to do a lot of soul searching. And yeah, you guys, life has changed, and it has changed for the long run. Companies have now realized that they can afford to operate on less staff, and they're going to capitalize on that. There's going to be a lot of retrenchments. There's going to be a lot of automation. People are going to be shifting from the normal, the traditional way of doing business to the now new normal way. COVID-19 was just here to shake up our world, and it has done exactly that. A change is coming, and I do hope that you are ready for that change, and I do hope that you have the strength and the mental capacity to change and adapt to that new normal, because yay, it's going to be stretching, and it's already stretching right now. Times have changed. I think people will now be keen on having smaller gatherings as opposed to bigger gatherings. I think people now realize that the digital way is the more convenient way, because we were forced to explore that. So people will be more comfortable out of COVID-19 to use those platforms, you know. So many things are going to change, and I do hope that as a person you're going to be able in the storm, because the storm is coming. We are in the midst of a storm, actually. And if you're an entrepreneur, I do hope you set up a relief fund for yourself, an emergency fund for yourself that can keep you running and keep sustaining your company and keep covering your costs. Because we were fortunate enough to receive relief funds from the government, but the money is not there anymore. You need to set up a fund for yourself. And unfortunately, in entrepreneurship, there are no sick leaves, there are no off days. Whether you're sick and you've got the flu, if you've got a deadline, you've got a deadline and you need to meet it. If you're sick and you're self-employed, you need to show up. You need to drink your pain medication and meet that deadline. Pull that all-nighter if you have to. You know, entrepreneurship is literally emotionally taxing, and I do hope you have people around you that can help you and cushion you, because the last thing you need are judgmental people who are always going to be throwing the spotlight on your weaknesses. I hope you're kind enough to yourself to cut toxic people out of your life. Your sanity is so important, and you're gonna need so much peace of mind in your 20s. It's totally okay to have just 5 friends who are able to show up for you every single time you call, as opposed to an entire squad which makes excuses every time you need them. I sincerely hope you have a partner who really, really likes you. Date people who like you, not people who tolerate you. There's a difference between somebody who likes you and somebody who tolerates you, and you'll see in their actions. I think at times we are often misled, and we are often people get away with saying so many things, but do they do those things? Are their words their actions? Close your ears and look at the actions, and you'll see whether you are loved or not. I hope you are kind enough to exit whatever toxic environment you find yourself in, you know, because you're gonna need the emotional capacity, you're gonna need the emotional strength, you're gonna need so much peace to navigate through this thing that is life and all its demands. I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you love and light, and I do hope that you remain sane during these times. And yes, may the good Lord keep you, may the good Lord bless you, and yeah, I will see you soon. And from now on, I believe I will be uploading a video every week on Thursdays. I will do my best to upload a new video on Thursdays, so which means this Thursday you will expect the first of those Thursday videos, and then as we go along I'll introduce different playlists of the different things that I'd like to talk about. I'll break down my videos into different themes so that it's easy to navigate. Otherwise, I'm glad to be back, and yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and let's move to topic because they're totally uncool and they will leave you depressed. You deserve peace, and you deserve it now. You're God's favorite child. Don't settle for anything less. Bye.